Well, hello, my beautiful Capricorn. Welcome to my channel. This is Baba Jolie here with a little bonus reading all about you. I've already cleansed your space and I've meditated on your cards. For those of you who are returning, welcome back to my channel. Thank you so much for your wonderful likes, shares, and subscribes. I am truly grateful for all your beautiful energy. Just a little reminder though, this is a general reading, not a one-to-one reading, just so you're aware. Also, please be mindful, scammers are about, pretending to be me and lots of other tarot readers. I do not do personal readings and I will never reach out to you personally to offer one. Also, I will never ask you for money, e-gifts, or donations. So if anyone masquerading as me asks for anything at all, please report them or ignore them. It is a scam, okay? Let's move straight on with your reading. Now, you may notice the guide chimes have been reinstated. I missed them too much, so of course I had to bring them back there. So please be mindful to turn down your volume if you are someone who is sensitive to sound, okay? So let us begin. Okay, my beautiful Capricorn, this is a little bonus reading all about you. Us tarot readers, we tend to focus on career, money, love, but we never ask how are you doing. So this reading is going to tap into what you're moving through at this moment in time and of course what lies on the other side. So let us begin. Thank you so much, Spirit Guides, Guardian Angels. Can you please guide my beautiful Capricorn? What do they need to know right now? What are they going through? Can you please show them the way? Can you please highlight what is lying ahead for them? So the first card there is the Page of Wands, okay? That is your foundational card. And of course, we have the Wheel of Fortune crossing you. So some of you may have been faced with some delays in life and you're a little bit fed up with some of the transformations that you're trying to accomplish in your life. Page of Wands is an energy card, so it can indicate that you are looking at your energy levels as you mature, but also you may be looking at, following your passions, reigniting your spark in life. But also I feel like you're learning more about you, what you're capable of and the things that bring you joy. You're locked on more to your sense of, the destination of what it is you desire in your life. We have the Six of Wands. We have the King of Cups, the Nine of Cups here, the Wheel of Fortune. You're focused on your success or you're focused on turning something around. I definitely see here that you are dreaming big on something. Yeah. The Two of Pentacles is in your near future energy. So I feel a lot of you are trying to get into the rhythm of life in some way. Some of you may have felt out of sync with the world around you. You're still locked onto your goals, your dreams, both personal and of course things outside of yourself, but you may have felt a little bit like out of rhythm, trying to find balance and also keeping that variety in life as well. There is a stillness here with that Four of Swords. These are things outside of yourself. You're a person of action. If something needs doing, you're out there doing it. But you may feel that other people around you are not the same, that there's always kind of like some sort of pause, or I am being given an energy here as well that there's such a fast-paced busyness about you that the Four Swords is indicating that perhaps the universe is asking you to pause or to find the purpose in the pause. A lot of you could be healing, resting your mind, drawn to practices like meditation, mindfulness, in order to find the quietness in the busyness of life. We have that Queen of Swords energy. So you are strategizing, you're locked onto a plan, but I feel a lot of you are learning more about being a human being rather than a human doing. A lot of you with that judgment energy and the Queen of Swords, that's very critical thoughts. A lot of you may be trying to manage your intrusive thoughts if you have any, being too hard on yourself there. We have that Three of Pentacles. Three of Pentacles is engineering plans. It is, consulting your kind of higher self to see if you're on track. But let's bring it back to you right now, because these are all things outside of yourself. Page of Wands is an energy, as a starting energy there, where, you are kind of enthusiastic, as it were, about life. It requires a lot of energy to do what you do, and you're bringing your A game, you're showing up for yourself, you're a highly inspired, creative person, but also there is this energy of trying to keep things fresh in life. So you're aware that everything has a reason, a season, and a cycle with that Wheel of Fortune energy. So some of you may be trying to close out a chapter of your life or turn your back to a very challenging past situation, because I do feel this energy of pause. But also, I'm being given, because the Nine of Cups is in the past position, okay? And when the Queen of Swords is in a hope and a fear position, it can indicate that some of you have almost like been on autopilot, just doing. As I said, you are, at the root of you, a very passionate person. You're someone who is alive and doing things and, trying to find the magic in life. But when life outside of yourself, with that Four of Swords, feels that there is a stillness, like things are different. It feels like some of you may be missing the person that you had to outgrow in order to adapt to a brand new world or brand new circumstances right now. You're trying to reignite that spark. You may feel, especially with the Wheel of Fortune, in the crossing position, because you read that in the reverse as well as the upright there. You may have felt that there has been a chaos outside of yourself and you're trying to navigate your way through challenges. You may have felt also, some of your projects, because this can be a card of projects, either get derailed or put on pause, or, because you're someone who powers on through. Page of Wands is a doer, okay? And we've got that Wheel of Fortune. You may feel that some things that you're trying to accomplish seem out of your reach or out of your hands. So if whatever it is you're doing requires, another party, a person or a company or whatever it is, it may feel like sometimes there's a delay, okay? Because this card literally can mean delays or, misalignment, a disruption of the energy. For some of you, this could be something that's personal within yourself. You could be, navigating a new way of life, a new era. So, for example, if you are in menopause, it can be, because this is a fire energy, that's only the reason I'm mentioning it, but it could be that you're managing a symptom that occasionally has a flare-up. And it can be Wheel of Fortune. It's like sometimes you're up, sometimes you're down. Sometimes it feels like it's out of your control and you're trying to manage it. You may actually reach out to a practitioner who helps you manage it, but also helps you structure a way to keep an even keel with the symptoms. So I feel that is something that you may be going through right now, and there is an alliance with that Three of Pentacles there, where together you will get to where you need to go to be at optimum energy and optimum strength, for example. So please apply it to your situation. It's not going to resonate with all of you, that part, of course, but the Wheel of Fortune, some of you may feel like, you're powering on through despite circumstances not being as lucky as you would hope them to be. But your luck will change. When you have a crossing card energy, it means that, suddenly out of the blue, there's going to be opportunities for new. Some of you may actually be dealing with new experiences right now, whether it's new environment or, a new relationship or, a new way of life. For some of you, because there's a Queen of Swords there, and that Queen of Swords is pregnant, for example, it can be that, you are newly pregnant, or you are, navigating the birth of a new child right now. And it can be that you're being really critical upon yourself, and it feels like life has somehow changed. And you're trying to navigate that, but I feel like you're doing a great job. Looking at the energy there, King of Cups, the Judgment card, and the Three of Pentacles, I feel someone could give you some advice or even some praise that, yeah, you're doing a great job. But again, this is something outside of yourself. And perhaps that's the point. For some of you, you're trying to come home to self because there's so much outside of yourself right now that you feel is distracting you. And you've given a lot of your time and energy out to people and circumstances. and now you want to, think more about you. Pages are curious, so it can be that you're curious about your passions. What really sets your soul on fire, what really sparks that excitement within you. And, of course, this is a card of freedom. This can be that, your desires, bringing them to life, that's your right. Finding your purpose, finding something that hits in a different way, and you're valuing your ideas at this time. I mean, these things, again, are outside of yourself, so this could be your vision, and you're turning your life around. There's a lot of luck around you. You're making your own luck, but the universe admires that and is going to reflect back to you, the successes you make on your own, and is going to deliver opportunities for you to be successful. Now, success looks differently for everybody. It doesn't have to be success in projects or career or in relationships. This can be, a personal development project. Some of you may be getting a little bit more active and you're going to love the results that you see within yourself. It could also be that you're looking at your body, mind, and soul and how you nourish it, because you have that Queen of Swords. Queens tend to be nourishers. So it can be that you're nourishing your mind right now, perhaps choosing foods that benefit your mental health or benefit so you don't have brain fog, for example. It can also be that you're being stricter with yourself on certain cycles that you go through, because the Wheel of Fortune is a cycle. Okay, so it can be that, especially with the Judgment, you don't want to return to a cycle that perhaps drains your energy. This could be a person, could be an environment. You feel enough is enough. You're drawing a line in the sand. But I also feel this is an energy of boundaries with people, because you have the Three of Pentacles there, which is a people card. And of course, the Queen of Swords erects healthier boundaries. You're someone who is independent. You're giving freely of your time, but at the same time, I feel if you have dealt with people in the past who chose to be audacious with their disrespect, you have the right to be courageous with your boundaries. So I feel with that Page of Wands, this could be you being courageous on something that helps you erect a healthier boundary to let people know that you value yourself in a certain way and they must fall in line, as it were. Now, with the Wheel of Fortune here, this can indicate you're focused on your sense of purpose and destiny right now, the direction that you feel like you're headed in. And this can be across the board, deepening your life philosophy. This is not connected to career. So many times we are all kind of like given this sense of purpose that somehow it is connected to our careers, for example. But when we retire, it's like we still have a sense of purpose. So it is this arc, this through line of your life. Like, what is your purpose? What is your legacy? What is it you feel called to do? And of course, the King of Cups is to lead with your heart, to spread love, to be love, to recognize that we are all one, that, you make your own luck and you're governed by fate. So there are plot points, of course, destined points that you must get to in your life, but also there's free will. So it can be that you're trying to blend the energies with that Four of Swords, but also the Two of Pentacles. Is to find balance, to find harmony there. So I feel a lot of you, you're having a breakthrough. You're stronger than any of the challenges. And I feel, especially since we have that Four of Swords, there's this energy that some of you may be trying to break free from, where you feel life has almost trained you to be quieter or become more still, or you felt silenced in something. And you shall be seen and you shall be heard. This is a card of allowing your talents to speak for themselves, but also your passion to be successful in something. It feels like you are challenging yourself at this time to be better than you yesterday or in the past. So it's not that you're in competition with yourself. I feel like you're in a period of reprogramming right now where you're showing up for yourself and asking yourself, what did I learn from yesterday that I can implement today to strengthen my future? Because a lot of you with that Wheel of Fortune, you're thinking about your future. I mean, there's only the Two of Pentacles to the Three of Pentacles. So of course, a lot of you are diligently working towards, building wealth, creating a foundation for yourself and your family, when it comes to a legacy. But the Six of Wands can indicate you're wishing for something right now. Okay, and something that you will triumph at and something that you will accomplish. The Six of Wands is an energy of, being connected where you felt once disconnected. So it can be that some of you, have been like searching for your soul tribe with that Three of Pentacles to get more integrated in groups of people. So if you feel that there has been a shift or a distance between you and people that you have as friends, for example. I feel there's a shift there because the Nine of Cups can indicate something that you were wishing for, may have showed up in your past. It feels like you had this sense of contentment in the past, okay? It's in a past position for a reason. It can indicate with this Six of Wands that you wish for more of that contentment. It seemed easier in the past somehow. Whether that's dynamics with people, friendships, making friends seemed easier in the past. Finding love, easier in the past. So with that King of Cups, if you are searching for love, you will find love. You will actually have the highest love that love has to offer because you've done a lot of soul searching, a lot of deep work. You're connected and you realize what it is that you want in a relationship that would make you happy. But you understand that happiness comes from within self, because you have that Four of Swords and that Two of Pentacles, which brings you back to self energy. So I feel a lot of you are witnessing things that perhaps you used to be passionate about hitting differently, and you're trying to reignite your spark for some of those things. Like, why is it different? Is it because you're different? Is it that the world has shifted in a way that you're trying to understand right now and navigate? Because, the Four of Swords is to be deep in thought and withdraw because you're trying to find your way. You need quietness. You need to find clarity in something, and you need to take care of yourself. And you have so many busy cards here. And of course, you're not going to, shirk your responsibilities or duties, or you're not going to stop giving your energy and time to people that you care about and to circumstances that you care about, but you need to retain a little bit more time for you and not lose yourself in all of that. So with this Six of Wands, I see that, you are a doer. You're someone who influences your circumstances. You influence people. If you are feeling that you're out there on a limb doing it all by yourself right now, I do see you connected in the future. You're being more discerning about the company that you keep, but at the same time, I see you integrated with people who are a support network or a support system, as it were. Friends for life. And if you feel like you don't have that right now, I definitely see that you'll have it in the future. But if you have it right now, you may be noticing one person in particular where there's distance and you're questioning why this has changed or shifted. And I feel a lot of you, and of course this is not going to resonate with all of you, but a lot of you, it may be that you've had a lot of success or you've had some recent wins in your life. And this person feels like detaching because it has reminded them of their path and how they have not matched your success, or they feel like, you have what they want, but they have not received it yet. Doesn't mean they're not going to have it in the future. It can indicate that right now they're feeling that your success highlights their lack of it, as it were, but they don't realize what it takes to get to where you're at. There's been a lot of hard work there, and success can be in any area, right? It can be in terms of money, it can be in terms of career, it can be in terms of purchasing a property, or, maybe it's your health. It can be that you're at optimum health, you're feeling good about yourself, and it can be that they're not feeling so good about themselves. It can be that they're distancing you, not blaming you, but distancing you because it's a constant reminder of things that they feel that they lack or have not achieved just yet. You will find like a period where you come back together and rekindle your friendship, if this is a friendship, or if this is like a family member, for example, because the Queen of Swords is detachment, but I feel with the Judgment there is a reconnection, a reunion there as well. Now, this could also be a partner, for example. If there's been distance in a relationship because there's been a change in dynamic, you will grow back together. And I see that with that Three of Pentacles energy, you will build something that became delicate at one point, but it strengthens, okay? So Three of Pentacles doesn't mean three people. I want you to be aware of that. Threes can be about three people, can be groups of people there, but in relationship energy, Three of Pentacles can be building something together so that it's long lasting. It's like you're in the motion of building something very secure, okay? Now, I do feel with the wish energy of this Six of Wands that you will have what you feel like you lack right now, because there's always something more to aspire to in life. And a lot of you, the cards that you have, this is about following your passions, following your heart. And yes, it's hard. And yes, you're busy and at capacity, exhausted. So I do feel a lot of you are focused on your energy, on your stress levels, mental health, of course, there as well, body, mind, and soul. And with that Nine of Cups in the past position, it can indicate that, you've decided what it is that you want, what you truly want, and now you're going for it, okay? This is a card where you achieve your desires. And some of you, not all of you, because I don't see that you have any kind of like disappointed cards here. I feel more than anything that you've got to a certain level in your life that you realize that, yeah, life is up and down. That's what the Wheel of Fortune is all about. And it's like, well, you can wallow in it or you can get busy changing it. And I feel like you are busy transforming your life in some way. And this Nine of Cups indicates that you are wishing for something. And because you have that Wheel of Fortune card, it means you shall have it. Okay? But you're aware of cycles playing out in your life right now. And these cycles, I feel like you are putting an end to certain things. I mean, you have an Ace of Swords, which is to cut out or sever something, cutting ties and forging ahead. I mean, this can also be that you're completing tasks and responsibilities. I feel like you have a lot on your plate, a lot on your mind. I mean, Two of Pentacles indicates that you're multitasking in life. You've got a lot going on, but you're trying to find the balance in it. You're trying to find the rhythm of it there as well. And I feel there is this energy of you kind of like, being in a period of rebuilding something as well, okay? So if, for example, you have gone through a separation in your recent past, because we have a King of Cups here, we have a Queen of Swords and a Four of Swords, this can indicate like a distance or a solitary energy, that you're very independent, that perhaps you are hoping to be in a high-level commitment in your future. So if you have gone through a separation or a divorce, for example, I mean, there is this energy of trying to recalibrate and find your rhythm, because that Two of Pentacles can indicate that you are working with new energy right now, and it just feels like sometimes you're up, sometimes you're down, but you're trying the best with the resources that you've got right now. And you do have a support network, whether it's family, friends, or people that you interact with day to day there. It'll be a healing process, okay? Because a lot of you with that Four of Swords, you're healing from something, and this could be something from your past as well. It doesn't always have to be a relationship. It can be an experience, something that you are questioning as like, was that my fate? Was that my destiny? I feel that if it was a very painful experience, you're not allowing yourself to be governed by it. It shaped who you are and how you respond to life in general, but you're not allowing it to, impede your success or your happiness. You're conquering it. You're releasing it. You're severing ties with any hold that it had the potential to have on you. So I feel like you're like, enough is enough, okay? Now, the King of Cups indicates, that you are trying to follow your heart. A lot of you as well are trying to manage intrusive thoughts with that Queen of Swords there and the King of Cups. I mean, these are people, so this can be that you are looking at a dynamic between you and a person, okay, that you have very strong feelings for or connection with. I mean, this can be a family member. It doesn't always have to be, a partner who's romantic. But more than anything, in this spread, you deal with it as aspects of self. So I feel with the King of Cups, some of you are removing your emotion from a situation to get logical, to get serious about something, to be practical. So I feel there is this energy of detachment. But in the future, you will find a way to blend your energies, okay? I feel there is this deep dive emotionally happening for you at this moment in order to cathartically let go of some stuff. And sometimes when you go through the deep dive and you process a lot of things, it can make you feel a little bit numb or kind of like on autopilot. If you're in a period of grief, for example, sending a huge hug out there and so much love. I do see this energy of you kind of like trying to navigate a new way of living, because the Queen of Swords can also be a widow card. And this is not gender specific, this reading. It can just highlight someone who is trying to be, working through some challenging emotions and just getting on by, trying to be logical about the next steps, but also in this kind of like limbo period where you feel you need to protect yourself, and you're in a period of grief where you're navigating things, and there's moments of feeling intense sensitivity and grief, but also moments where you just feel like so disconnected, as it were, disassociated if it was a shock as well there. So again, I'm sending you a huge hug out there and so much love, but I also feel there's moments where you will notice signs and symbols from this person who is in spirit if you have gone through a bereavement there, and I feel it highlights that you do not walk alone. Okay, and that there's a lot of love there because you're presided by love. This is unconditional love, this card, and it presides your whole reading. So whoever you are, and whatever you're going through, you don't have to be going through that right now to know that, you are protected and guided, and that there is, a guide with you constantly who loves you and is trying to help you navigate the next steps of your life, and, help you lead with love and passion so that you can achieve the things that you feel destined to achieve. Because a lot of you, this right now is all about your journey and your destiny. You're focused on your sense of purpose because that is your starting position card, okay? Now, with the Two of Pentacles, and I'm only going to mention this because it's just flashed up in the energy. I read energy as well as the cards and their meanings, and this is only for about like 3% of people right now. This may not resonate with everyone because 3% is very small, of course, but some of you may have received some negative or bad news recently. And this is only if you've received this recently. If you haven't, this is not pertaining to you, okay? I want you to be aware of that. And you may be trying to navigate this bad news in some way. And I feel there's an energy here of overcoming. I feel sometimes we have to let go of something in order to create space for something more to come on in. There's one energy coming through like that. So if you feel like you've lost something or had to let go or detach from something recently, there is a purpose in that, especially since you have purpose in pause cards right now. So I feel letting go creates that space for the transition to bring in something better. But also, I mean, for some of you, if you have had some negative news that have come in, I do feel like you will navigate this period. It may have made you feel like a little bit uncertain about the future, but I can see that you're turning it around. You're a strong person. You're going to conquer this, whatever it is. You have conquering cards all over your reading. And the Two of Pentacles indicates like step by step, you're going to take it one day at a time. It'll be a slow moving process, but I feel like you're going to get into the rhythm, find that balance, and with consistency, you're going to get to where you need to be. The Judgment card can be that this news was like a wake-up call in some way, but it kind of kickstarts you into creating a foundation of stability and dedicating yourself to something that will help you achieve your wish, whatever it is, because you're going to get your wish, whatever that is, okay? So please apply it to your situation with a lot of love and respect. I'm going to move away from this energy and send you a huge hug out there. It does get better, okay? So that's coming through there as well. Now also, because there's so much energy in your cards, some of you may have noticed that you're always on the go. There's always something to do. You're super busy, okay? But the nature of time has changed. You may feel like there's never enough time in the day to get everything done, where before it felt like you could get certain things completed and you felt content with that. So you may be kind of like looking at how to structure time, or notice that time is like flittering on by, and you are wanting to make sure that you use that time with purpose, that you don't waste time. You have no time for time wasters. So I feel like you are being very discerning about the company that you keep, the things that you do, and try to remain in that rhythm of life. Now, of course, a lot of your cards are practical. You have commitments that you are juggling right now, and you may be exhausted, but I feel like you are organized. Okay, you're someone who may even surprise yourself at being super organized to get everything that you need done. I feel like you're building towards something, and of course, it is towards your future. You have the Judgment card, which is all about being clear on your life's purpose and direction. And you have that Three of Pentacles, which means it's all going to come together as planned. And you're taking ownership of your life in some way. You may also, with this Ace of Pentacles there, this indicates a major breakthrough, something new happening. I mean, right now, because you have like so many cards that indicate that you are pushing forward for something. The Ace of Pentacles is your advice to yourself in this moment, so that can indicate that your advice is to start something new, or to find new things that keep life interesting. I mean, a lot of you with this Ace of Pentacles, you know, it's the start of something perhaps financially for you. I mean, your near future is the Two of Pentacles. So if you're looking at the trajectory of your finances, they're going from something that has a lot of potential. You know, you're at a certain level financially with that Ace of Pentacles there. The Two of Pentacles is your near future. Your outcome energy there is the Three of Pentacles. So you're building something. Now, this could be you're building your legacy. It can be that you are building in health. It can also be that you're building in opportunity for you and staircasing your finances for the future. Whatever it is, I feel this is about you utilizing your energy and committing yourself to something where you see your efforts and your dedication paying off, okay? This means you're aligning yourself with success. One way or another, your dreams are going to be made manifest in the material world, okay? So you have two cards of wishes, and then you have an Ace of Pentacles, which means the universe steps in to offer you the opportunity to align with your goal or your dream. That's why you have the Wheel of Fortune. That is the hand of the universe tapping you and saying it's time. And, you know, if you know aces in traditional Rider-Waite Tarot decks, then you'll realize a hand comes from the universe to help you out. So I feel there's a helping hand here for you, some sort of divine intervention, but it's because you have stepped up to lead in your life in some way and said, you know what, this just can't be it. I'm going to go for this dream, or I'm just going to go for this, whatever this is. Even if it is that you're going to commit yourself to better health goals or better couple goals or being more disciplined with your time. The universe rewards for all of your hard work in that area. Now, the Ace of Pentacles, you know, this is an energy here of security, you know, enterprising. So it could be that you are just trying to be secure in life, that you're trying to find a way to work now so that you can retire early, for example, or it can be that you are basically working really hard towards having a break, because that Four of Swords is there as well. It can also be that you're looking at where you do too much in relationships, in friendships, in working environments, in accordance to how you value yourself. So you're trying to temper that with that Two of Pentacles and this Four of Swords. This Four of Swords is an energy of having greater clarity about the direction of your life, but also it is a card of closure. You know, getting closure on the past, getting better sleep, you know, relieving yourself of some challenging emotions in some way, and also, you know, being in solitude. So some of you, I mean, the Three of Pentacles is there. It can be that you get a lot more done when you work alone, for example, because solitude can indicate that, you know, there's still a busyness connected to that Two of Pentacles. So it can be that you try to remove yourself from group activity to get a personal project done, but then return when you feel that you've done what you need to do, and, you know, you integrate. So I'm just getting all of these dynamics coming through. So I feel like a lot of you are kind of like going through a lot. You have a lot on your mind right now, and there's so many things pulling you in different directions right now. You're super busy, and it feels almost like you're an octopus, like you're doing so many things, and you're putting the feelers out for more to keep life informed and interested there. But I mean, looking at your cards, they're pretty positive. So I would say that if you feel life is challenging right now, that you're about to have this breakthrough that is going to give you relief and is going to offer you more positive opportunities and circumstances and deeper relationships and better opportunities for you to connect to your dreams and goals, because a lot of your cards are about right now your dreams and goals, the things that you're aspiring to achieve. And the Queen of Swords, of course, in this position, when it's a hope and a fear, it indicates that you are, you know, hopeful that your organizational skills, that your healthy boundaries, that your sense of purpose is going to take you to your desired destination. And I can see that it will. Okay, there's always more to achieve when you get there. There's going to be this energy of like when you accomplish something, you're on to the next. That's the nature of you, especially since you have a Nine of Cups. Some of the wishes that you have had, or the dreams and goals that you've aspired to, you have been very successful in accomplishing, because this tells me that you're already very successful. You know, you're someone who should celebrate yourself at how far you've come, that you are self-made. You did all of this by yourself. But this Queen of Swords is there, and this tells me in the resistance position that sometimes you're extra critical upon yourself, or you feel this sense of doubt sometimes, or you may feel like you should be further along. But I feel actually you're exactly where you're meant to be, because we're all here to have an experience within the kind of parameters of our aspirations. So there are things, as I mentioned, plot points that you need to get to. And of course, there's your free will. So all your dreams, your desires will be your free will. But there's plot points of lessons that we all need to learn in each lifetime in accordance with our soul contract. So you've got to have those experiences along the way. And some of those experiences may delay you, or they may kind of like offer you a stepping stone or a plot twist. Sometimes things happen as a plot twist with that Wheel of Fortune in the crossing position. The plot twist means you're meant to have an experience in a different direction, just briefly sometimes. It doesn't have to be that it's taking you off course. It can be that it's brief, so that you can meet a person or a situation or an opportunity that will inform you now for your future. Okay, so there's something about that happening here for you as well. But this card in the resistance position, it can indicate that, you know, you've been met with some unkindness in your life, or things have not been fair, but still you've shown up, still you've pushed on through. You're not allowing life to knock you down. You keep getting back up, and that is admirable. But a lot of you are exhausted and in need of a rest there with that Four of Swords, and I feel the universe is going to offer you an opportunity, whether it's an idea or a person or a situation, to have this breakthrough so you can have respite, so that you can suddenly be locked on and realize that your strategy is working. You know, there's a lot of stars in this card, which means you're aligning with something here. But also, I feel you are being stricter with yourself. You're holding yourself to higher standards, and those standards are already pretty high. You're not willing to coast. You're, ambitious, you're focused. You're paying a lot of attention to detail in your life right now with that Queen of Swords. You're locked on to something that has meaning and purpose for you, and you're here to get the job done, as it were. And I just feel there's a lot of like super productive energy. And even though this reading is not like meant to be about things outside of yourself, I feel this is part of you, because you're actually a very high functioning individual where you aspire to achieve more. You have a high expectation of yourself, and you tend to push yourself harder than other people do. So I acknowledge that, but there's an energy here with, and don't shoot the messenger when I say this, okay? For some of you, it can be that you've pushed yourself forward into be so monumentally successful in some area. It can be, a signal to anybody in your past who has disrespected you, who has not believed in you, or tried to tear you down, or is jealous of you, that, your success is your revenge, as it were. So if, for example, you had a negative experience with a person in the past, you were bullied, for example, or you were in a high-level commitment where you gave your whole heart and soul and they betrayed you or disrespected you in any shape or form, it can be that the measure of success is going to be the revenge, as it were. Even though there's not this sense of revenge within you. It's like, you know what, cut ties, I'm done. I'm going to use this pain for gain. I'm going to springboard towards success. So a lot of you, when you have moments of stillness with that Four of Swords, there is this energy of really kind of like questioning yourself, like, what is it all about? Am I locked onto my sense of purpose, or am I making sure that I've thrown myself into work to avoid, because the Queen of Swords can be an avoidance card, a disassociation card, and that's the only reason I'm mentioning it. You're the phoenix rising from the ashes, but you're acutely aware of where the ashes are and what they mean for you. You're not going to forget that. So it's like sometimes we busy ourselves not to think about certain things. But I feel in this period, especially since we're going through a Mercury retrograde, the past can be resurrected and remind us of the ashes, of where we've come from. And, also the direction ahead where you aspire to be, and how you're locked onto your sense of purpose, and how it's all coming together with that Three of Pentacles. It may have been slow moving because Ace and then Two of Pentacles and a Three of Pentacles there, they are very slow moving energies, but still you're on course to meet with your destined, kind of desired outcome, as it were. Now, the Judgment card, it can indicate with that Queen of Swords that you do judge yourself quite acutely, critically sometimes. So a lot of you could be trying to manage intrusive thoughts that threaten to tear you down sometimes. But I feel with this Judgment energy, it feels like even though life is hard right now, I feel like you are kind of in a fairly good place within yourself. Okay, I have to acknowledge that that's within the cards. You're kind of seeing the glass half full kind of person right now, rather than half empty. Even though you may feel that opportunities have not been bestowed upon you, I feel like you're someone who turns life around. And with that Judgment energy, I feel like you're making some big decisions in your life right now, and you are kind of like locked on to renewing your energy, having revelations, as it were, resurrecting your energy, restarting something after a period of closure, because you have restart cards here connected to a closure point. So it feels like life is about to get very interesting and exciting for you. And it's all in alignment with your sense of purpose, okay? This card can also indicate that a lot of you have been going through a major awakening. And in that awakening, you're still really busy. You're forging ahead on all the things that align with your beautiful soul. However, you may feel the world is somehow different. And you feel kind of like the rhythm is off, or you feel that, you know, there is somehow this undercurrent or stillness. It feels like something ended abruptly, perhaps, because the Four of Swords can be that. You know, you are protected in these changes. That's what a Four of Swords is all about. There's a protection spirit. The swords are always, you know, protecting the individual. And if you know the traditional Rider-Waite Tarot, the Four of Swords, you know, this can be like a stillness that was reinforced, that pretty much transformed your life, or it can be that you've needed to take time to assess. But if you know the physical card itself, the Four of Swords, there's a person, you know, lying in stillness praying for something. And there's three swords that are protecting the figure, but also there's a sword that lies beside the figure. So it's like, even though you are you know, getting comfortable with uncertainty, or you're asking for something that will be delivered, I want you to be aware that that is a major message happening in your reading. It's like, even though you may take a break, or you may withdraw from something, or you may feel kind of like out on a limb doing your own thing, it's like you're always ready for action, because that sword on the bottom of the card, that figure is ready for it's not ready for threats, but it's ready to defend yourself, or like in fight or flight mode. So there's an undercurrent in your reading that some of you have experienced something at some point, whether it was the last couple of years, you know, that transformed your life, or whether it's something from, you know, childhood. It feels like you're ready for anything. You're in fight or flight mode. Some of you may be trying to almost like, I don't want to put it like this, but my guides are giving it to me like this, so I have to honor it. It's almost like you're thawing out after a period of feeling like you were on autopilot, or you were kind of like not disassociated completely. It's like you were just doing, you know, doing what you got to do to get by, and just going, okay, this is the practical side. I just got to focus on that. It's like you're in fight or flight mode, being ready for anything. What could be next? You know, and it feels like you're thawing out from that, and now starting to focus more on you again, on your passions, on how things that you used to love just don't hit in the same way. So you're finding new hobbies or passions, or trying to, you know, enter an arena where you discover like new adventures, as it were. I just feel like you're, yeah, it's almost like you're a beautiful volcano, right? You may have felt like you've been dormant for a certain period of time because life made you feel like you had to sacrifice a part of yourself or put a part of yourself on hold. And there's all this like bubbling up passion inside of you. And you're like, enough. I don't want to be like this anymore. I want to change. I want something new. So it's like you are coming to life, erupting with your passions, following your sense of purpose. Even though that's something that you have been doing, it just feels like there is this shifting energy. This probably doesn't make sense with anybody right now, because I just feel this Two of Pentacles. It's giving me this kind of like, I don't know, this fluctuation of suddenly like you're locked onto something new, or you're entering into a new cycle of your life that is going to be more passionate, more exciting, more fueled with things that you love, and opportunities coming in a little bit more effortlessly. It's like you've been through a struggle or a transformation so monumental that you're coming home to self, but in a different way because you've changed. So I have to give it to you like that. This may not resonate with everyone. So now, the Four of Swords can be, as I mentioned, you taking stock of things where you're trying to make a decision on something. You're having revelations. I mean, with the Queen of Swords, it is in the hope and a fear position. Queen of Swords is someone who can give advice, and I'm only mentioning this because you did get a be careful who you take advice from card, you know. So this can be that there's someone who you're aware of, that the dynamics between you are kind of like strained or distant. So this could be someone you know, but also if you're like reaching out to someone who's in a position of authority and they're giving you advice on something, but your intuition is telling you something about this is off, honor your intuition. Get a second opinion. I mean, it is always important who you take advice from. At the end of the day, the answers are within you, but this is technical, for example. So if you need professional advice from somebody, you know, if you're going through a divorce or separation, or you're, you know, trying to launch a business or structure something and it requires a legality, make sure you do your due diligence. I mean, Capricorn, I know that you'd be on it. You would never leave any stone unturned, as it were. But it's important to recognize because that card just came out, okay? And it wasn't really something that came up in the reading there. Now, we also have believe in yourself and your ability to carry out your dream. I mean, a lot of people's readings are very different, of course. Every sign is going through something different, but I feel like you are showing up. Focus on your dreams and goals right now. And that's what your whole reading was pretty much about. And this deck, even a separate deck, has confirmed that you're locked onto a vision that you aspire to have for your future. Whether it is like a dream job opportunity, whether it is to move to a dream neighborhood, or whether it is to, you know, hit your health goals, to reshape your body, mind, and soul, to find peace, to remove yourself from drama. Whatever it is, you will achieve your goal. You're locked onto it. I mean, some of you may want to be a rock star, okay, because this person's got a guitar there, but it's like you fanning the flames of desire for whatever it is you dream or aspire to achieve. And you're hitting a vibration. I mean, when you decode this card, you've got all the embers there. As I said, I felt like you were like dormant and there was all this like passion underneath. And there's all these kind of like, I mean, there's even ashes there as well. So it is like you rising from the ashes or kind of coming alive to follow your dream. And the guitar represents, you know, fine-tuning your energies into connecting to vibrations that align with your sense of purpose. You know, you're putting yourself out there and you will be successful. And oh my gosh, look at the synchronicity in your reading. A genie's lamp. You've got that Six of Wands. What's on that card? Even two separate decks from two separate creators, aligning for you right now in this moment. Your wishes will become your reality. So whatever you're wishing for, remember, thoughts become things. You have a Queen of Swords to remind you of that. And it says here, you will get what you wish for, but is it truly what you want? So right now you're deep in thought about how things are hitting. You know, we can wish for something and then we achieve it and we're like, oh, that didn't hit the way I thought it would. So it feels like you're like questioning, but I feel a lot of you are going to aspire to something that you wish for that is going to hit in the right way and give you what it is that you feel like you desire. Don't stop living your life because of someone else. Okay? If anyone has tried to derail your dreams or goals, or, you know, has tried to in some way influence your circumstances, you know, that's something you need to step away from, because at the end of the day, this is your life, this is your path, and you're here to live it in accordance with your free will, but also with those plot points I mentioned that you're destined to hit. You have a soul contract. So if you have gone through a separation and something challenging in the past, this separation can be a distance from people. It can be a distance from, you know, family members or soul tribe members or neighborhoods or whatever it is. You know, I mentioned earlier, and that was such a random message to come up. I've never had that before, where, you know, your success is your revenge. But I feel in that is that you're not living for other people. You're living for yourself. It's like you're turning it around. It may have started off as like, you know what, I'm going to show you. I'm going to achieve what I set out to do. But then suddenly you're shifting. You're no longer thinking about those people. You're getting closure on that hurt or that lack of support. And you're saying, actually, I'm doing it for me. You're prioritizing your own needs. Always important to not stop living your life because of someone else, because ultimately they're getting on with theirs. So I'm just going to go and get a trinket or a rune before we close. We have a book, okay, and it's a beautiful book of knowledge there, but it is closed, so it can be that you're closing a chapter in order to embrace a brand new you, a brand new cycle, which is going to be very exciting for you. I mean, a lot of you are learning about yourself, your capabilities, but also some of you could write a book, literally write a book about your experiences, okay, and I feel maybe that's something you'll think about in your future, but also you have an angel there, which means you are protected and directed, and you are guided accordingly. Things are going to get better. Don't give up on a dream. I would never imagine that you ever would, my beautiful Capricorn. But this is kind of like an indication that you are going to go for something, and it's going to be connected to your sense of purpose, and it's all going to come together. Yes, it will be methodical in your approach, you know, and I feel like you're going to get there no matter what. So I'll leave it there. I hope something resonates, my beautiful Capricorn. Thank you so much, and love and light.